right, here we go with the capture, application of capture. There is one nice advantage to being a little bit tall. I don't need to use a ladder on this section of wall. So one thing you will want to remember when you're doing a wall that you can't reach the top of by hand is take into consideration the amount of time it's going to take to move ladders around to make sure that the stain doesn't start to dry prior to being able to get across to a natural breaking point. I'm trying again to get a full flood coat on this where it's just barely starting to run down the logs. A few little light spots I have to go back and hit. It is a really warm day out today, so I'm going to have to move pretty quickly to get the remainder of this brushed out. I think I'll stop right here. Again, just checking for any white spots. Looks like we've got it. We'll move on to the brushing phase. Starting at the top again. And yeah, this is drying really quickly, so just have to kind of watch it, the day and the conditions in which you're starting to put the stain on, and make sure you don't get too far ahead of yourself. You can see the color of these logs and the natural grain starting to come through as I brush it in. This is pushing that stain real deep into the wood. If it did start to tack up a little bit and you're having a hard time brushing it out, you can mist over it again a little bit with another coat of the stain, and that'll soften it back up again and let you finish the brushing. These logs are really soaking up a lot of stain, and that's good. The more you can get into the wood deeply, the longer the stain's going to last and hold up. Go back one last time, check for any dry spots. Looks like I pretty well got it. And hurry back to the brushing. Really keeps you moving. It is a nice idea sometimes if you've got a helper or two that can start brushing right behind you. Don't have to work quite so hard and so fast. That's basically it for this first application. We're going to keep a close eye on for runs, keep brushing them out. Cascade coating is a clear coat that goes over top of this initial first stain coat of the capture. One of the things I wanted to demonstrate on this is there is an alternate method for applying all of these stains. If you don't have the availability of having an airless sprayer, that can be just a standard pump-up weed sprayer. It will pump the product relatively well. It does take considerably more time, but you can achieve the same sort of effects. I've put some of the Cascade coat, stripping out the end a little bit right now, but we'll just to give you a brief example of how you can apply it onto these bottom logs, and then I'll move on and show you the difference of how it works with the airless sprayer. But this is just a standard weed sprayer. You'll notice this goes on really milky, and it really scares a person at times when they start putting this on thinking that, oh my goodness, I'm ruining my logs. But that's normal. It goes on this milky color. We'll brush it out, and we want to give a pretty good full flood coat to where it's just barely starting to run down the logs. Same properties, procedure is you want to brush it out. This is really a very easy, simple product to put on. You don't have to be too concerned about leaving a few streaks because it does dry perfectly clear. But you do want to brush it out, work it into the wood a little bit, make sure it's got a nice even coat. And again, don't worry too much about that white milky look, because when this dries, it's going to be just beautiful.